And thank you kindly, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me for yet another interview with yet another fantastic personality of the voice acting industry. My name is Angel Mendez, member of the Ravens flock, and I had the pleasure of interviewing Miss Tia Ballard. How are you doing today?
Very good. How are you? You got my name right. That's
I know.
awesome.
I was terrified of missing the last name. This one time we worked with Ria Nishimura, and I screwed that up like 7 times.
Oh, no.
She was a sweetheart, though. She didn't call me out on it. Don't tell her I said that. So, Miss Ballard is here now to join us and give us a little insight to her side of the industry. If you don't know who she is, she's been doing a lot of side work on the side as many female characters you probably kind of missed. But if you ever watch Fairy Tail, you know that she's Happy, the iconic named mascot, the blue flying cat. And recently, she broke into main character role as the voice of 02 in the most recent show by Trigger, Darling in the Franxx. So, how are you enjoying the con so far, Tia? How are you liking the place?
Oh, I love it. It's a small, cozy con. That's actually my favorite type. You get to meet people over and over again and really, get to know them. So I love it.
It's good to know how the fans finally crowd around you, have the chance to actually greet them one by one.
Yes.
Instead of having a line 2.5 miles half long. So, how long have you been in the voice acting industry? How long have you been doing this gig?
I've been doing it professionally for 10 years on Valentine's Day.
Really?
This past year, yeah.
Congrats on your sort of anniversary, I guess.
Thank you.
Still
Didn't even send me flowers.
I'll get you some of this, I promise. So, I noticed that you seem to have an habit of falling a lot into the cat personality character. First it was Happy, then was that other member of the Pussycats from My Hero Academia.
Right,
and
I play Aries in Cat Planet Cuties.
That's the one I was thinking about.
Yep, I play a lot of cats.
Is that like a personal choice, or do you seem to just fit that mold?
I guess I just fit the mold. I'm not even a big cat fan, to be honest. I'm a dog person.
Okay, we're going to have to censor that out of the interview, or she's going to lose like half of her fans.
Don't tell. Just between you and me.
Keep it private, guys. She's asking nicely. So how does it feel to step... I know you've done this before. You had a lot of work previously, but how does it feel to step on the role of main character as 02?
I've been playing main characters since I started, but I will tell you that 02 is one of my very favorites. Cool. She's got such depth. She's got such personality. I've been telling people that the show is about being afraid to love and be loved, and I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to, and I think it's a very important message.
That is good. That is good. And yes, the show itself has a lot of themes going on about the idea of growing up and coming of age and such.
Yes, absolutely.
In the actual aspect of the industry itself, I understand that, of course, aside from cats and cat girls, I'm never going to get that image out of my head. I'm sorry. Aside from that, I understand you worked in many other different types of character. Would you be able to tell me, not what character, because you've been doing this for a decade. I can only imagine how long your resume is.
Yeah.
What type of character do you feel fits, it's easier for you to portray? What character do you feel like you fit the mold so well in?
That's a great question. So when I first started, I thought I could only play kids and animals. I was so afraid to have a woman voice. And now as I grew up and, Funimation watched me grow up. I started there when I was 21 and I'm 32 now. I started auditioning for deeper roles and more mature characters. So I feel... on any given day, I could be any of those people.
Oh, a variable then.
Yes.
Well, a woman of multiple talents we are lying here. But that means that I had to address the other side of the coin. In your entire career, which type of character do you feel is the most difficult for you to portray?
For me, it would have to be the flatter and less personality, the more difficult it is. Because I naturally have a lot of high highs and low lows, and I go up and down, and having a character that doesn't have much of that and still sound engaging, it's difficult.
Funny thing that you mentioned that in the previous interview with Mr. Paul St. Peter, he did mention the exact same type of character. So
really? Oh,
it seems to be like a running trend in the industry that when you want to voice act, you want to actually act the part. So when they give you just exposition, it just bothers you, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, no, I love exposition. It's just when characters don't have a very, Rosario plus Vampire,
That's right.
I play Mizore, and people love that role. But when I got that role, I was terrified she was boring because I was so used to playing Happy the Cat, that stilling my voice just seemed very boring to me. And people really responded to it, so it worked out. But it was intimidating.
Never underestimate how much people can enjoy a certain type of waifu. They will never let go of that.
It is true. Every character is somebody's favorite.
Inevitably. The internet has told me so, and the internet never lies. So does that mean that type of character took way more takes for you than necessary, or was the kind of thing that you just needed more time to get used to it kind of thing?
Probably a little of both. When you start a character, it sometimes takes a little bit, a few episodes to really learn who they are. And I kind of wish we got to go back and dub the first episodes of shows again, because by the end, you're like, I know this character. And then you look back at your original stuff and you're like, woo, we were strangers back then.
If I recall, somebody did mention to me that it's actually very hard for voice actors to go back to the first recording, because you see how much you improve since then, and you go, oh, can I run to the studio and just redo this whole thing right now?
Yes, a character is
feeling?
like a friend that you meet over time. So when you're, so right now with simuldubs, we're doing an episode per week, and by the 12th week, I feel like they're like my brother or sister. So playing them, I feel like I should be able to go back and redub a few.
I can certainly know the feeling of
It's
wanting to
also
do
more
over.
money, which would be great.
We don't say that. The producers are listening. They might get some bad
that's
ideas
true.
about your job. Have you ever found a particular character that you enjoyed and you felt like this character ended too soon? Not in the sense that they died. Like, do you feel like you found a character that you portrayed, like you felt like, I really like this character, and then they go, that's all this character is doing to the whole series?
Oh my gosh. Anytime a series ends, that's how I feel. But I really feel that way about My Hero Academia, where I play Ragdoll.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I had a 30-minute session as Ragdoll, and that was it. So it was like,
Well,
I love her so much.
Ragdoll is disturbingly adorable, though, in only the same way as big anime girls can be. But let me give you some brief hoping on that one. You're gonna get more work as Ragdoll, I promise you.
Oh, well, good.
You're going to be really sad that you got more work as Ragdoll.
Oh, man. Story of my life.
Fair warning, you're gonna love this character, and then you're going to hate the producers for what they're gonna do to you. Let's see. Aside from that in particular, I understand you've been doing it for quite some time. But when you started your career as a voice actress, did you feel like there was something in particular that inspired you or urged you to go to that path? Or was it something that you decided, yeah, why not? Let's do it. See what happens.
Oh, man. No, I've always had a call to cartoons.
Oh.
I was raised in a really small town. Everyone is either a farmer or a teacher. And I was obsessed with cartoons. So when my sister had Backstreet Boys on the wall, I had Toy Story on the wall. And it's like I didn't know who I was if not for animation. And I feel like at a con, a lot of people can relate to that.
True.
So I went to work for Walt Disney World for the college program, and while I was there, I got to see people doing exactly what they wanted to do with their lives, and it really, some people, and it really inspired me to go back home, change my major to theater, communication, and speech, and just try to get into where my passion led me, and it all worked out.
Well, there's a props to you for actually following your dreams.
Thank you.
We're seeing a rare case where doing that actually worked. Props to you, Chief. Seriously. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To all of those out there who find themselves struggling, look at this. If she can do it, so can. She came from Farmer Town.
Yes.
What town did you work? Where were you born in?
I'm from Paris, Texas.
Paris,
Texas. 2
Texas.
hours from where we do for Funimation. So I used to have to drive the 2 hours to go to work and then drive 2 hours back. And it was a small mouse in a big city situation. I'll tell you that.
Well, it's good to know that the small mouse has grown into a beautiful cat. So props to you on that one.
Wow, that's pretty clever.
But I try.
Yeah,
It's the
you're
only
pretty
thing
good.
I'm going to say today. Now, on that matter, as you probably know, there's a lot of people that look up to you, your work, and like to follow in your footsteps. Is there any advice itself that you could throw to anybody out there who is struggling with the idea of trying to go the same path you are?
Yeah. I always say, of course they tell you need to learn how to act. You need to, if you want to be an actor, you need to get on stage, put yourself out there, get comfortable with your body, with speaking in front of people. But also, I like to add that if there's anything that you like to do, fan art, writing, even fan fiction, getting on the phone with your friends and playing characters, that's improv right there. Some of your favorite artists of all types started with being a fan, me included. And I think you should always honor that and follow your passion in that way. And eventually, who knows, you could be professional, because what I am is a professional fan. So
That's one way
keep
to put it,
loving what
really.
you love and be true to yourself, and you'll end up where you need to be.
That is wonderful. And
Thank you.
from the bottom of my heart, I thank you and all the fans out there who are listening to you. Give them that encouragement.
Oh, well,
Because
of
for all we
course.
know, you may have set out some wonderful stars on this course. And for the record, You said your sister has Backstreet Boys, but you had Toy Story, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I know you were doubting yourself at the time, but I think I know who you were. You were the sister with good taste.
Oh,
So props on you for that one.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah,
I feel
you-
so validated.
You were clearly the better sister, and I'm sorry your parents didn't recognize that fast enough because they didn't knew better. So, thank you so much, Tia, for showing up today and giving us the time to actually get to know you, to get to see this beloved side of you that you are not allowed to show on the other side of the recording
Oh,
booth.
well, thank you so much.
Okay, I understand we can't ask you what projects you'll be working in the future because non-disclosure agreement and yada, 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 but are we expecting to see you soon in the world of anime or video games?
Yes. I feel like I'm always somewhere.
Well, that's good then. That means the job is steady.
Yes.
Sort of. So, any last words, any last commentary you would like to dedicate to your fans out there listening to you right now?
I just want to say I love you all and thank you so much for supporting the industry and supporting the arts and keep getting involved. There's always room for you.
Well, everybody, there you have it. That was the wonderful voice and presence of Tia, taking the time from being an amazing person and a glowing personality
Oh, well,
to dedicate her
thank you.
moments to us, the Ravens flock. My name is Angel Mendez. It has been a pleasure hanging out with you, and I hope you'll join us next time, and hopefully that you'll join her on the next con.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your time, and take care.